Hey guys, welcome back. We're going back to more Hytale of the Sunsword, building the map. It's me, Hero of the Heart, or Keiko Comics. And let's see. I believe last time I left off with getting the main tree shape of Bunny Kid's big ass treehouse done. It's bigger and better than I've ever managed to do it before, and in record time too. Holy crap! Love these tools. Alright, let's get in back and let's see. So let's see. This was the leaf tool. I don't think I'm gonna need this probably for a while, if ever again. Pardon me. Okay, right. So, we've got the tree there. It's a pretty significant landmark. And then we've got, that's going to be the apple orchard. And that's going to be where the crypt is. And I might even have space for an actual, like, church or something there this time. Well, let's start giving this some shape. Thinking something more interesting than just, oh hey, have a big, you know, curve cut out here, whatever thingy. No. Let's think about this. Nice of you to do that. Ah, and of course I need to swap brushes again. Okay, I probably want to do a little bit of a reduction here soon. Because we also, don't forget, we've got, oh shoot. There you go. Because we also have, this bit of stuff we need to, finish up too, don't we? Off you go. Right! So let's expand this a bit. Oh, this is... right. Wrong bottom layer. This is supposed to be part of the Golden Mountain, and it gets cut about right here. Yes, something like that. Okay, you're being weird. Well, the main thing here is we're just kind of giving it a nice little, you know, more of this, like, yeah, having raised up areas, because again, mountains. feels so liberating being able to just shear away at this effortlessly and without worry. Of course, I think also part of what was holding me back before was I was also just constantly biome painting everything along with the terrain changes. And I've still yet to even figure out how to biome paint here in the first place, so I'll probably have to contend with that later. If there even is biome painting. I don't know how biomes work. Is there a, let's see, is there anything for biomes? Might be a /set command somewhere. Block ticking. Set time and go home. Set to history shift. There's weather. Who am I? Player information. I see. Warp? Yeah. Oh, okay. I might be able to use that for something, perhaps. Void event. I'm not gonna mess with that just now. I'm not even sure how block spawners work. I assume that's what makes the rubble reappear after a while. Fill blocks, fill signature. Heal. Okay. Okay, I got some things. Okay, so we got an environment setter. I'll have to look into it another time. Now I've got... Yeah, I've got the river to follow here. Oh, that's gonna be fun. Let me go check what that ping is. It's probably my Final Fantasy spell library getting attention. Nope. Oh, it's... Yeah, sorry. That's the, Alright, that was just Gore asking me about the stop changes, because I was, last night I was, working on more than a few things, there he is again. Okay. Yeah, I was working on and I was adding Quake, Stone, and Break, but also has some changes to Draw and Stop. Okay. Okay, if he's going with Stone on Red, I may as well have Fariosh keep Quake. I should probably make it be go into Ver Quake though, because then she can be more accurate to the build I had on her for for SW2 Infinity. Anyway, let's see. So I need to fill a bunch of this stuff in. Oh boy. Can't wait until we've got better mini maps so I can just. That's gonna be one of the things that holds me back from proper completing the mountain, because I want to see the full scope of the mountain to define its shape. Just because, you know, it's a mountain range. It's two mountain ranges together. And mountains are very big, as it turns out. Like, very big. These mountains are gonna be bigger than anything you're gonna find in base game. And it may as well because, you know, I can go to that level of trouble. I mean, you might actually find something potentially bigger in a mod or something. I don't know. But like, I'm pulling out the stops here. These mountains are gonna be massive. Okay. So I don't want to go too crazy on doing the slopes here necessarily. Especially since it's, you know, already getting out to the cerulean mire. Okay. Oh, right. So I guess I can talk a little bit about the Persona Blast modding I was doing. Basically, so yeah, I was adding in. I was specifically adding in the Earth spells you commonly get with offensive Earth spells you usually will see in Final Fantasy games. Quake is kind of like, I think, the more mainline one for your typical offense progression thing, you know, standard attacking one. It has some dizzy chance because, you know, status ailments, of course, and it's, you know, persona and everything. I mean, the alternative would be for me to make it have critical chance, which is doable, but I think probably best not to encroach on what metal does. Then again, I do have Eroja, or, you know, the arrow line also with Dizzy, so I'll have to think about what I'm doing here. But like for Fariosh, it's, you know, it's still gonna be nice for her moveset because she her other main elemental attack is gonna be for gravity. Just for clarification, like the Vermilion prefix on all the spells is just used to make them be group variants to keep it kind of in line with Persona and having a very easily readable, like, they still gain size on the higher tiers. Like, the Ga suffix is still going to have a larger casting area, regardless of Vermilion variant or not. The main difference is like the size scaling goes up on the Vermilion variants compared to the regular Black Magic variants, or Black Mage variants. Because Vermilion is like a prefix used exclusively by Final Fantasy XIV, and that's to denote the Red Mage variants of all the spells that Red Mage uses. I even do have, like, red background for the skill icons on the Vermilion skills, as opposed to a black or blue or green icon. Green being kind of what I use for at least the recovery slash white mage spells. But anyhow, yeah, there's some of that, and then so it's like all of the base black mage versions of spells are almost single target, almost. To clarify, they use the area line stuff that I put together for the Trails characters mod. So they're AoE, but they have a very small size. So like, the base variant, or base tier, and the raw tier, medium, is going to be cast area of 1 on any of the spells. But the Ga and Ja, or in cases of Za, because Ja and Za are basically the same tier, just a difference of spelling. Then it's is a size of 2, which is just large enough to maybe hit 2 enemies if they're really close together. I mean, like, extremely close together. You can, because it's set modes, you can reposition them. You can actually stuff it between the 2 enemies and hit them both in a party size of 4 for the enemy team. Otherwise, size 2 requires a party size of 5 or bigger to hit multiple, which is a notable weakness of Safarion from the Trails characters mod, for example, or even Petrosphere, because Petrosphere and Safarion are really powerful, on paper really powerful buff and debuff agility skills, but they're both area 2 and you can't set their positions. So unless your party size is like 5 or bigger, or the enemy side party is 5 or bigger, yeah, they kind of get cucked a bit. Especially since they also still pay the size tax, which kind of really only the trail skills actually pay attention to that. Hitting a middle ground on the skill sizes. But yeah, the Vermilion variants are basically like, if they're not a line skill, then they scale at sizes 3 to 6. 6 for the Ja or Za variants, or tiers. I think we're basically at the end of the road of how far I'm going to terraform on this bit for now. And we could go up 1 more layer. Do I want to, though? Probably. Oh, I'm making this a little too flat. It should be steeper. deeper nowhere, because again, it's a river carved valley. I think it's a rare form of valley or something, because of how it's like just kind of splicing off part of the Golden Mountain, maybe? I don't know. What matters is that it exists. And it exists in the way and shape that it does. Okay. Wake up. There you go. Gotta make it extra fat, remember? Then we can shear it proper. I may have to shear it back even further as we go up and up. I don't really mind. If I have to come back later, then so be it. I wonder who that could be. Let me go check it real quick. It might be important. Checking on my phone, so I'm not... Oh, it's nothing. It's just people wanting to play a Mega Man online game. Alright. Back to it. But yeah. I didn't even get Stone and Break done last night. Like I got Quake last night, and then it was still not fully to my liking. So that's what I was doing for basically most of today so far, on top of also like final touch-ups to making the stop effect stop breaking on things. It was mostly fine. It was just like specific outlying issues were causing it to fall apart, specifically in cases of like, you know, passive skill removal and stuff, because it was using the passive inject method of being a negative effect, which as it turns out might not be the most reliable method after all, but it's a lot easier to learn than doing function overrides. Either way, I am able to do function overrides, at least in Persona Blast, so. Anyway, again, for anyone not knowing what I mean by Persona Blast, that's literally shorthand for Sonic Road Blast 2 Persona, because that is a fucking mouthful. Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely have to go over that again. And so now that we've got the earth element skills or spells, that opens up a number of things. Like, you know, Red 13 was learning electric and I think he's gonna replace that with the stone spell lineup. Therios was learning arrow on her base moveset for, well, her base Keyblade moveset. Even though she wasn't even really using a Keyblade, but because her base quote-unquote Keyblade moveset, she's still using her staff, because her starting weapon is a staff, regardless of which version of her. It's funny stuff. Don't worry. Don't think too hard about it. Okay. So basically, she's kind of rocking a similar lineup to what she had in my playthrough, where she kind of in the shared SCP-2 Infinity playthrough, where she kind of got finalized or conceptualized or whatever as a character to begin with. Phoenix Feathers is like the name of the team that they came up with after we'd already gotten into a few missions. Because it was also like part roleplay, which was honestly kind of neat. And yeah, Therios was the resident force class, so we love the Gadiga, so she is absolutely locking in the Quake line. Whoa, mass stun be upon ye. Or not stun, a mass dizzy. Mass dizzy. Yeah, Gadiga is basically another earthquake type ability, photon art. But it's, you know, it's funny because it wobbles smaller enemies and kind of can stun lock them into a very serious death combo. Not to mention the fancy ass super like high rarity staff she just got with it. But yeah, so yeah, basically I'm doing my research on things with all the different Final Fantasy spells to the best of my ability, because there's a lot of stuff and a lot of the games are not consistent with each other on how things work. So Quake, yeah, is basically the main offensive the main offensive Earth attack spell. Has Dizzy Chance, but not specialized for it necessarily. Or not a dedicated Dizzy attack. Gosh, okay, I think I need to just kind of paint over this again. This is rough. Oh, right, I can't at this layer. Man, I could actually just kind of remove the guidelines, though. Because, like, what is this? Why is it doing that weird skipping dots and shit? That makes no sense to me. Oh well, I'll just add in so much that I don't mind removing it all. And then stone is weaker damage with higher chance to petrify, and then break is straight up just earth-based instant kill. That's how I've kind of decided to go about it, more or less. And because I don't want to overly offend instant kill chances and stuff, there's no 4th tier on break. Plus it'd be, you know, 120 MP to, yeah, 128 for the, Verbreak Ja. So, yeah, even if it did exist, it'd be, like, freakishly expensive. Like, Verbreak is already 64 MP. We love Persona Blast balancing. I don't feel like I'm really cleaning this all that nicely, or, you know, sharing it very cleanly. I mean, if it works out, it works out, but, like, dang. Right. Because, yeah, basically a lot of the line of thinking is like, okay, Stone and Break are Petrify effects. And sometimes Stone is a spell, sometimes it is literally just the Petrify effect itself. I still wanted to go ahead and make it be a spell. And I also had a poll on what people wanted for Stone, if it would be the, you know, Earth instant kill, or if it would be a high petrification, high petrify chance, you know, Earth attack, and it was pretty overwhelmingly in favor of a high petrify Earth attack. So I was like, oh well, okay, I can share similar niche that Zero Gravity has then, since Zero Gravity is a high shock chance as a gravity move with weak damage. Because, I mean, literally, what do you use Zero Gravity for in Dream Drop Distance? Straight up stun locking enemies. Or just, you know, making them drift where they can't attack you for a good, like, 10 seconds upwards, too. Enough where you can just freely air combo them and they can do nothing about it. Yeah, I think it's mostly a game not being happy about constantly unloading and reloading chunks. I just kind of par for the course with this kind of work, though. Oh well. All I care is we got a nice kind of valley thing here going on here, and yeah, I think this is working. I can revisit here later. I kind of need to focus now on, you know, more important areas. Let's see, I don't need to, yeah, I don't need to jump into the riverbed. Okie dokie. I'll mess with all that stuff later. I might try and make it tighter down the other end of the river. For now, I want to, let's see. Right, so we kind of need something like this going on. Man, I can't see a tree from here. Yeah. Okay. So I kind of want this face to be somewhat flat. For the crypt. And this face doesn't have to be quite so flat. I think that should be fine. Oh. Alright, so crypt I'm gonna want to especially handcraft, all that. And then, let's see, because we got, it's gonna be crypt area, and then this will be, yeah, we're gonna have us, ooh, let me go over here so I can more easily raise it up. Okay, so that's gonna be that area. I might do something to make that have a higher ledge, but for now, let's just do this. This is going to be where we've got raised area. I'm not too sure the game's all happy with this. Or I was just a little unhappy from rendering so many chunks so quickly. I don't know. Either way, it may also just be the brush being complex. It's not a particularly large brush, but it sure thinks a lot. It's probably my issue here. What did that do? Nothing. That's probably for the best. I'm gonna have raised areas above all this, by making this nice big, flat, elevated, you know, hillside or whatever. Because this is where the farmhouse is gonna be for the apple orchard. I might even make it be more than just an apple orchard this time. I really want, once the new update drops, I really want to make my own fruit tree. Yeah, it should be a lot simpler now. We're gonna have like the blueprints to do that. I have to do some research though, because I have a very particular type of fruit in mind that a lot of people don't even know about. A little something called medlar, which is you can't really eat it raw per se. Because of it's exceedingly sour and hard in its proper raw ripe state. Because of yeah, you need to blet it is the term. You need to blet it, which is a form of controlled decay or rot, so that it becomes soft and sweet. It's a very old fruit that was used. I think it was used a lot in the medieval period, but also by Romans, and you know, it's just an interesting fruit. I think. I kind of wish people, you know, actually did stuff with it more. Because like for hundreds, even thousands of years, you know, it was like one of the big ones of you know, popular cuisine, especially like desserts and beverages, like, you know, medlar fruit wine. So it's like, yeah, it's a fruit I'm wanting to give special attention to as part of the Slockgorm stuff. And I mean, I need to kind of dip into a little bit of everything anyhow. Might as well get my hands onto the farming scene. Of course. That's not the only thing I'd be looking to have on the farming scene, but... well, we'll get there when we get there. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and, yeah, just kind of slope up all the stuff around this part of the mountain. This is gonna have a lot of trees around here later. This is where the bandit camp's supposed to be. Is it smart to have it right here? Well, maybe. I mean, I could have it like over here instead. We'll see. I might as well go ahead and just kind of do this for now. Oh. Hello? I'm a little busy recording. In a few minutes I could probably be free. I didn't hear what she said. That's just my stepmom. Probably needs me for something. Right, my phone's on the charger. Let me see. I've already been at this for, I think, maybe an hour. So, I shouldn't take too much longer in that case. Well, it shouldn't be super long to do all of this anyway. It's not an overly massive strip of land. I'm not gonna hit the riverside just yet. I mean, I would, but yeah, special request or something. I probably could have found better timing to do this, but I was already just had myself busy with shit today. So, oopsie. I might get more recording done tonight. if I have time and don't get sucked into another neck game. I'm just kind of making a base shelf, I guess you could call it, around the mountain. I'll leave most of this rough because, again, I suddenly don't have the time to do a whole like 2-hour video where I do this entire section of the map. So maybe next episode. I still have like mountains and hills and stuff to put in the forest too. The Silverfoot woods that are you know, north of the orchard and everything. Okay, now we're getting to the river. Yeah. Okay. I mean, I can go ahead and fill in a basic layout here. Why not? It's not gonna take too much longer. Okay, come on. What? Hello? Can you not be stupid for a second, please? Thank you. Okay. Just wrapping around. Let's see, I don't want it to be... I think this will work out. Like, I don't want it to be too tight, but yeah, you can easily walk through there and even take like a cart or something. Should be fine. Watch for falling rocks though, hee hee. Yeah, we can go ahead and connect all this then. Oh, give me a break. Why is it doing that? I figured it out. I'm just being sloppy. Okay. Go ahead and raise this up again. Okay. All right. go again. Okay. Get over there. Yeah, probably should have just cast it way over there. I don't get why it does the slope thingy thing, but it kind of does on the like just a random direction, a particular direction of the plane I said. If I go too far, oopsie, raise up one block. Hope that gets fixed soon. Cause it's a little bit annoying to have to like constantly do that instead of just setting the plane and forgetting it. Yeah, I'll eat back at that big wall later. I'm just shaving this layer for now. Okay, that'll have to do for the time being. Thanks for watching, guys, and I promise I'll do something a little more exciting tomorrow, or whenever next episode is. See you guys next time.